Welcome back to a Settle Podcast. I'm your host, Victor, and my co-host, Mark. How you doing, sir? Let's go. Camp Rock. Yo, that shit was so corny.
It was corny, but what makes me laugh is like how much she was like into it and how she did the little side look like, yeah, you know we killing.
Can't fuck with me on this shit.
Yeah, it's like,
Camp Rock.
And it's like, no, bro, I don't think I want to. Like I don't know who gave you this idea, but we should stop.
In a line, walking through the entire like campground.
It wasn't like she had like 4 people with her. That Joe was like at least 30 people.
Like, so they practiced and coordinated. And like, we're gonna walk past this other team.
Yeah, like
weren't they all part of the same camp?
That's what I thought. Like,
but they were just like a competition at the end of it.
You know,
like battle the bands or some shit.
It's just like, no, actually, they were against these people and the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Then they came to save them.
Yeah, like, all right, cool. I guess there's a lot of lore in the Camp Rock movie.
You know, it's a crazy. Like, I had this thought a while ago, but I was like, you know how these sitcoms or like kids shows, they usually have like the same kind of shit going on. It's like, oh, like they go to school and then they want to be a pop star type shit. Yeah. You know what kind of episode I feel like has been in every single kid show ever, no matter what?
What?
The episode where the kid books some celebrity that's like, oh, there's no way you'll get this guy to come. And it's like, oh, I can't believe that I lied to the whole school. How am I going to get them here? And then he walks in and he's like,
by the end of the episode, it's like, oh yeah, like I got this out of nowhere. Like he canceled all his stuff, or he like his car broke down outside.
So he's like, oh man, I really wish somebody could help me fix this tire. I got to make it to the show tonight.
Right? Yo, oh my goodness, bro. That's so crazy how he
It's like your boy's in motion.
Yeah, like, yo, we figured out the plot.
Every time. So let me guess, they're going to show up at the end. And they're
going to show up.
They're going to perform the school dance. They're going to help them get to the concert. The guy's going to give them free backstage passes to the show. So they're going to go to the concert. And then happy ever after. And then the next episode, they're just back in math class again.
Yeah, like nothing happened. Like they didn't just meet a celebrity, and they just has no impact now. Yeah. The rest of this like show, like it's like it never happened.
Like literally this is always the same type shit every single time.
Hey, I mean, I'd be hyped too, you know. But I mean, I don't know what it would do for me at the end of it.
Yeah, I forget sometimes. Like you think about certain people that've been on those things, like it was like Jesse McCartney and shit back in then. And then you remember like Chris Brown was on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Like I forget about that.
I think that episode got taken down.
Yeah, like you don't see that shit re-airing. They're not doing the reruns of that.
Yeah,
that I remember he was just like funny, he was like with London. He was like London Tipton. It's like bald headed Chris Brown. Like he got the low cut.
Oh, Chris. Yeah, I can't think of other people for some reason. Well, I feel like
Michelle Obama was on iCarly.
Wow. Yeah.
Wasn't she didn't go on here as a celebrity because she was still starting out, but like Emily, I forget how to say her name, like Emily Ratajkowski is like a model. She was Gibby's girlfriend in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was Justin Bieber at all in any of them?
I don't remember him doing one. I remember Kesha was on one.
Kesha?
She was on Sweet Life on Deck, I think, or something like that.
Kesha was on there, yeah. Who else? I feel like I'm blanking so hard on all these people.
Yeah, a lot of randoms, but like it was still cool to see.
Equivalent. It wasn't random back then.
No, it was like relevant people.
You were like, yo.
I wish people did more of that though. Now I feel like, because you think about a lot of the artists that come out, they started there and now they're like pop stars on this. It's either internet or like they started on. I mean, which has always been true. But like even now, with the people that are on pop music now, they're just Disney stars. Like nothing has changed.
Yeah.
Like obviously back then I thought I heard like a Teams meeting. That shit gave me flashbacks. But like it was like Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus, like they had their own shows. They blew up to be something big beyond that.
Yeah.
And now it's like, what's her name? Sabrina Carpenter, and then that other girl, Olivia Rodrigo. Mm-hmm. Like those are 2 people that started on Disney and like now they have crazy pop careers. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, you know. You can't stick with Disney for a while because it's a kid network. So it's like, what else are you going to do at their certain point?
Yeah. The only thing is the show suck now.
Oh, I mean, of course, yeah.
Like now it's like I will still watch That's So Raven or like Hannah Montana. I almost said that hella Hispanic. Hannah Montana. So Wizards of Waverly Place. I watch all that shit to this day.
I think they said something about Wizards of Waverly Place.
They're gonna reboot. They're gonna do or no, like not a reboot, but like another series where they're all grown up and shit. They have kids.
And it's like, great, kids. I mean, like, I get it, but like,
one of y'all was supposed to lose your powers. Max has his own shit going on in real life.
Yeah.
So like, how y'all gonna make this work? The Harper, the best friend of Alex, she has a podcast with the dad that they do every. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, but it's interesting.
Yeah, like they do a podcast together, and they'll get some of the old cast on sometimes. Selena Gomez is doing like bigger shows with Hulu and shit.
Yeah,
she's having a baby, isn't she, or some shit?
I don't know.
So I don't know how you make that work. This had nothing to do with what I wanted to talk about today. I had like a prepared dialogue.
That's how it usually goes.
But like I really want to get to it because like it's kind of a big deal. Have you heard of do you know who Mike Lynch is? Billionaire extraordinaire.
I've heard the name.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty common name. So like there's probably like 1,000 Mike Lynches out there.
Oh yeah, I heard his name the other day walking down the street.
Yeah. But it's this guy, he's a billionaire, British billionaire. Apparently he was labeled as a British Bill Gates.
Just because he's British.
Yeah. And he's rich. And he's like a tech guy. Like he is known for making tech products.
That's why.
He recently passed away due to a boat accident, a yacht accident with his daughter.
Somehow with boats now, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
bro, stop. Get off
separate
the water,
story,
bro. Get out of the water. Stop, please.
Yeah, what was it? What's her name? Naya Rivera passed away from a boat incident. She was like an actress from Glee. Also dated Big Sean back in the day.
Damn.
What was another boat? I know COVID, there was a whole boat thing. Then we talked about that cruise that we talked about a couple of weeks ago with all the 90 or like a 9-month cruise.
Yeah.
So like getting a little spooky.
What happened? Is there any update in space?
I think I told you last time on here that they're out there until February.
Yeah, I just didn't know if it was like even worse now.
Because as far as I know,
expect that.
So. Let's wait till February. And it was like they're not coming out until December.
They're not coming for another 5 years.
They actually are no longer with us.
We have no contact anymore. Yeah. They just say it like so casually. We actually don't have contact.
They decided they're gonna stay. Yeah. Don't ask them about it though.
Stay.
Yeah.
Just like. Stay.
But yeah, Mike Lynch, he was a billionaire tech guy. He created like a product or a software, a company called Autonomy. That it was a software making like product, I guess. It like helped to make software for companies, and it was obviously very valuable. So he sold it back. I didn't know it was like this far dated back, but he sold it to HP, like the computer company, for $11 billion. Yeah, so he was up. And then apparently there was a CEO at HP that made the deal. That CEO was no longer around, or like within the same year that the deal happened. New CEO came in and was probably like, why the fuck did we spend $11 billion on this? Looked into it and was like, yo, like you kind of scammed us. Like this company's not worth $11 billion. Like if we were to accurately like take a look at it, it'd probably be worth like $2 billion. So like you screwed us over. We want our money or we're going to sue. And the bull was like, nah, like I laid out everything that it was in front of you. You should have done your research. Yeah. Like
it's not his problem anymore.
Yeah, like you should have done a better job conducting this. Obviously, the new CEO is not his problem because he didn't make the deal. But like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's probably why the other guy got fired.
Was it fired? Or he just left. Like,
I don't know. I'm assuming he like got fired.
If he got fired, then yeah. But if he just left, it's like he kind of knew something.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
So that happened. HP was like, we're gonna sue. So they sued him in the UK.
Wait. Okay, never mind. Yeah, keep going.
So HP sued this guy for giving them basically a bad deal. The UK looked into it and they were like, yo, he did nothing wrong. Like all these numbers are factual. This is what he showed you. This is what you paid him. Like just because you threw away $11 billion, that's not his problem.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
They were accusing him that apparently he inflated his numbers of like how much money they were making, the company was making. But I guess they found that was not the case.
And who?
What do you mean?
Who and
like the owner of the company, Mike Lynch.
Okay. Yeah,
they're saying like he purposely like made it seem like we made this much money when we
So they're not suing the guy who left? Or are you saying they are suing?
No, they're suing the man Mike Lynch who made the company.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
The old CEO has nothing to do with this.
Okay.
He's just the guy who made the deal.
Okay. See, that's why I was a little confused. I was like, are they getting mad at him because he made the deal?
He's scot-free.
Knowing that, like, you know.
He's probably somewhere else making millions.
Okay. Good guy.
New CEO was like, yo, this deal fucking sucks. You just put me in a shitty spot because this is $11 billion that like we don't have anymore.
Yeah.
Court said too bad. HP was like, nah, like he lied about his numbers. Court said, nah, the numbers are legit. You guys just did a shitty deal. Like, you overpaid. Yeah, that's a you problem. That's not a him problem. So they were like, this is bullshit. HP said this is bullshit. So they sued him in the US. which is a whole other thing. I don't know how that's possible considering like, or I guess because HP is a U.S. company, unless I'm wrong.
I have no idea.
I'm guessing that's the only situation where that makes sense. So they
Different
sued
laws,
him.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, so they sued him in the United States. The United States also said, "Yo, he's good. He's Gucci."
We going to Asia.
Yeah, like that's his bread. Like, so they lost both court cases, and it made him millions upon millions of dollars. He was rich, living life. This court case thing, or like around what I just told you about, just ended, and like the sale happened in 2011 when they bought the company.
Wow.
So like it was a long drawn out thing, which obviously makes sense. Big company in mind, billions of dollars at stake. So like they probably have to do, and court proceedings, especially in the U.S., just take hella long in general.
It's just crazy to think about stuff like that happens. Like, oh, this court, this case opened up like 10 plus years ago. And like, I just like in my head, I'm thinking like, how does that even stuff like that happen? Like I would forget about it after a month. Like,
I'm not like, I've taken one law course in my entire life and I hated it. I learned a lot, but it told me that law was not for me. But like, I feel like it shouldn't take that long.
It shouldn't. I just feel like you guys are just like, and I guess it's because there's not so many people to like be for every case, so it's like they have to distribute themselves to
like have like, multiple ones happening at a time.
Like it's like in their calendar, like, oh, okay, like I'm working on this case for this day, but I can't do it tomorrow.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like,
but still a decade.
But I mean, even like a day, like you should get a lot done in a day.
Yeah,
like, and I feel like if you at least work on it at least once a week for a whole month, I feel like that's like at least enough time to like figure something out. Like,
and obviously I'm sure like it's like, oh, you're asking for documents and who did what, and you need a whole like investigation of like who touched every part of it, and like there's a lot that goes into it.
So I would say,
but it should not take over a decade.
No, yeah, like maybe a year, but even then I'm still like
even for something of this magnitude, like 5 years. And that's being generous.
Yeah.
But like something with billions of dollars at stake and like companies and copyrights and license, like cool. I'm not saying it should be done in a weekend.
No, yeah.
But me personally, I'm like, yo, like I don't even want it no more.
That's what I'm saying. At that point, someone bring it up. I'm like, wait, we still got that open?
Yeah, but like, can I just get on with my life? Like,
wait, we all didn't figure it out yet? I thought, dang, all right. Yeah. I mean, like, sure, I guess we'll go in.
Like, there's so many times where it's like, and that's another thing that's funny about it too, because there's so many times where I'll see a news headlines like, oh, like this person got, dismissed or pleaded guilty or like charged with this. And I'm like, yo, I remember that being in the news like 5 years ago. Why is he just now getting a sentence?
Yeah.
The same thing happens with like when you see like police stuff where it's like, oh, like they shot this person and like, oh, they got dismissed from their job with paid leave. And then, 5 years passed down when the shooting or whatever the situation that initially happened, people were pissed off about it. But then 5 years pass, 100 more of those situations have passed. So then they just get to be like, oh, like, you're good. Don't worry about it. So, but yes, this all happened. Mike Lynch won, which is very rare. Usually these companies, they find a way to finesse and you end up having to pay or lose or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. Legally, this guy got off scot-free.
Legally.
As soon as that happened, court case was over. Mike Lynch was like, I won the court case. I won both of them. I got hella money for me now. I'm sure maybe during this, like, he didn't have access to all of it because like they're still trying to figure out like who's gonna win the money. So he's like, yo, this is my bread now. Let's get on a boat. Let's party. He said he got staff. He's like, I got chefs and I got people to control the boat because I don't know how to work a boat, but it's my yacht. I got my daughter, got the lawyers that help me on the case, and like all this, like, let's take a vacation to Italy, to the coast of Italy, and celebrate this victory. Goes out, sails to sea, right?
Yeah.
While they're out there, a crazy storm occurs that they said they have never come across or have seen in like years upon years. Like this is very, very rare. Like the chance of it happening was like close to nothing. Occurs while they're out on this vacation, and this boat sinks. Apparently it was anchored. Apparently they were trying to figure out what happened. The boat company was like, we fucked up, apparently, like days after the fact. Yeah, everybody was lost. A couple people came up with injury. Other bodies were just lost. A lot of them were found. There was a couple of days where the dad and the daughter were missing. They couldn't find the body. They just found it a day or two ago. So like they both passed, unfortunately. The wife, I believe, was not on the boat, like Mike Lynch's wife. So she's still alive, and she didn't want to leave the site until they found the bodies. They finally found the bodies, so she gets her closure. But yeah, apparently a lot of things were like not done to protocol during this situation. So
sounds about right when it comes to rich people.
Yeah. So the storm happened. Some bodies were lost. Some were found. I think everybody's been recovered at this point. I think the dad and the daughter were the last two that were missing. And yeah, everybody's like, this is very strange. This is very suspect.
It's a very big coincidence.
Yeah. Like this guy just won the case.
Somebody
goes off to vacation and his boat sinks.
Somebody at HP made a weather machine.
Yeah. It's like, who going, if you got $11 billion, you got money to make a weather machine. You can make it rain meatballs on some fucking cloudy with a chance of meatball shit.
They put that joint in the water somewhere far away, and they said, ha, 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 he wants to think he can win our cases.
So
we'll see how he likes it. We'll get them a little scared and then realizes it went way worse. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean we were going to go. You said it was set on easy. Oh, easy. I thought you wanted it cranked up to 10.
You got fucking tsunamis and shit just in that just in that zone that they were in.
Like what?
So yeah, boat sank. Apparently, like they was anchored, but like that's not supposed to happen in those situations. So like people are like, "Yo, there's foul play," but obviously nobody's like really saying it, you know, because they're kind of scared. But a lot of people are thinking it, and it's just kind of crazy how like I'm not, you know, all allegedly. I'm not saying anything happened. I don't know anything. I don't know this guy. I don't know what Italy looks like. I don't know.
Victor's not associated with this case.
In any way. I don't really, you know. Condolences to the lives lost.
Yeah.
But I will say, if there's anybody that can make somebody disappear, it's people with a lot of money. And it's just crazy to think about because it's not to be on no like tinfoil hat shit. But once you reach that level of like money, you could pretty much do whatever you want and like influence, you know, major powers in the world, which is what happens in the US all the time. Like the US, you know, there's lobbying where these companies give politicians crazy amounts of money to ensure that they do policies that keep the company in business and like working well. So same thing with HP, where it's kind of like, you know, you don't think that they have money to people that really can like do some hitman shit over this bread.
And it's just like,
and like, who's going to say no to it or like do anything about it? It's like, all right, cool. You don't want to do it. All right, we'll take care of you too.
Yeah. It is kind of crazy to think like they could just kind of do it however they, whatever they really kind of want to do, you know. Again, like you said, have that much money at that point. It's like you can do whatever you want.
And then it's also the idea of like, all right, you can pay them off, or if they won't take money, like a lot of these times these people party together, live together, you know, do stuff together, a lot of illegal things because like the rich get into some weirdo shit. And it's like, all right, cool, you don't want to do this, but like, I already know you did this thing that's like not illegal. This not legal. You wouldn't want people to find out about it because like we were both on that same boat doing weird shit. So do you want to go down or what was it going to be?
Yeah.
Who you could take out this random guy and be okay. Deal. So
yeah, it's so weird though that they're like, if that's the case, we're not saying it is.
No,
if that's the case,
hypothetically
speaking, if that was the case, that HP did end up doing something. Okay, you hear me? HP, hypothetically.
That's what HP stands for.
Hypothetically. I just wonder why. Like he already won the cases, they can't get it back. You know what I mean? It's just more so like,
we're kind of a making them pay kind of thing.
Like we're just annoyed. We're just angry. We just have a grudge. We just want to get
a lick back.
It's just crazy though, because like I would understand if it was like, oh, like somehow if he had that money on hand,
then it automatically defaults back to him.
Yeah, but it's just like,
but maybe it wasn't paid out to. I don't know.
Yeah,
because either way, it has to go to somebody.
Yeah,
like even if he got paid out the full money and he passes on some other reason, it would go to his wife or his kids or whatever. So, but maybe like during this like whatever the like specific details are of this contract. It wasn't paid out in a lump sum like right away.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like, you know, in parts over time. I don't know how these things work, but like I never had to deal with $11 billion. So I'd imagine that I don't think you could like cash app 11 billion just like that to somebody or Venmo.
And it's just that's crazy to think too for his wife to have to like now handle all that. Like I wouldn't know what to do at that situation. Like
then also partially just to keep You know, because everything's hypothetical.
Yeah.
You don't know if the wife had a play.
Yeah, go out here. I encourage.
Because why she didn't get on the boat? Why she want to celebrate with the dad and the daughter?
But then again, it's like the daughter part is just like I don't think she would want to.
That's tough. Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
an unfortunate thing.
Like, I doubt if she wanted
all
to
hypotheticals. I feel like she absolutely is grieving the shit out of this, and like I feel horrible for her because like probably a decade of stress already with that whole lawsuit thing because like that could have gone so poorly. Yeah, and then you lost your husband and your daughter. I don't know if she's the only child, but
yeah, if I ever come into a lot of money like that, I'm never going to celebrate like a couple days after. I'm gonna just like
give it a year, bro.
And you know what? I'm staying away from water.
I'm not taking a flight.
No,
I'm not swimming.
No,
I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing anything that puts my life at risk for like a full year.
Yeah, and if I do anything that involves a lot of like, I don't know, like fireworks, any of that kind of thing, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. You got it. I'll pay you for it.
Yeah, for me. Yeah. I'll be like, look, can we like triple check everything? I'm getting guys out there to be like, make sure that's okay. Test run this.
I'm quarantining for a year.
Yeah, like
I'm not walking on the sidewalk.
Nah,
I'm not doing nothing.
Because the moment I walk out, bro,
because they know how to make it look like a freak accident, bro. Shit's scary. Yeah. I'll take that first year off, chill at the crib, wait till them taxes hit. I pay whatever taxes I need to pay on it. Yeah. And then at that point, I hope everybody forgot. I I hope. Because I'd be real mad after that 1 year on the dot. Step outside. It's like,
I've been here for 365 days, Victor.
He finally cracked.
He finally wanted to touch grass.
I'm pale as shit.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like, what was it? There's a show called Three Body Problem on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen it. But I'm not going to get into the whole like specifics of it. But there were some people that like in the show that one group of people wanted this person gone or these group of people gone. And he was just walking down the street and like he was supposed to get hit by a car, but like it was like a hitman kind of thing. But a guy rolled past with his skateboard like really fast and like kind of bumped. So he was like, oh shit, like got out the way. So that guy got hit by the guy in the skateboard got hit by the car when it was supposed to be the guy that dodged it. He passed, but it was supposed to be him. They were trying to get rid of him. Mm-hmm. And then they found out after the fact that like all the cars in that perimeter, like where it was happening, that's how they found out that it was like a setup, were all remote controlled. They were like self-driving type drones. So that's kind of like, I'd be mad if I spent a whole year because you're like, oh, like you don't want to go on a boat or you don't want to fly, but like what if I'm just walking to the Wawa, to the Sheets like you do?
No, I don't.
And then
I can't. That's a far walk for me.
And then somebody just rocks my shit and I'm out of my 11 billion.
Yeah.
Now, I know he didn't get the full 11 billion. I'm sure a lot of that goes to the company and whatnot. Yeah. But he still got a lot of bread, more than he knew what to do with. Yeah. It's unfortunate, bro. It's really sad.
How would you spend your first billion?
My first billion? I don't think that's like.
Well, I mean, like not in one thing, not in one like.
Give me the
one item, like
first million.
Okay, sure. How would you spend your first million?
I'd ignore, huh?
It could be for like even like selfish reasons. In a
sense, that's what I'm saying. I was like, let's disregard like paying off loans and like buying houses, like all the typical shit that like retire my mom and all. Like we know that's happening.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like I'm gonna just like take a year. Like it would just defeats the purpose, but like take a year to just travel, bro. Yeah. Like I'm doing whatever with no. I
think traveling by plane is fine. Like. Because in my head, I'm like, it's just one flight. Obviously, things could happen. But I'm just thinking like, you go on a flight, boom, you get to that place, and then you probably spend like maybe a month in that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to have no pace to it, nothing. Like, I just like, I'll buy a one way, and then when I'm like, all right, fuck it, like I'm out.
True. Yeah.
And I can afford whatever. Yeah. Even if it's like $1,000, $2,000, like whatever the fuck, like I'm gonna have the money for it. So it's like, oh, I'm ready to go. So I just pack my shit and go to the next place. I'll do that for like until I'm bored. That'd be my first like, fuck it, like
to just travel.
Yeah. Then once I get that out of my system and I took care of everybody, then I'm like, all right, like genuinely, like after all that selfish shit is done and I've had my time, because I'm not like once I got my crib that I like my home base, family good, friends good, and like I took some time to actually celebrate it. I would genuinely get into like be on like my businessy shit, but like to a certain, like to the point where like I could just hire people to do it. Like I just like whatever things I want to make happen, I'll make happen. But the main thing, genuinely, if I had like $11 billion or like $1 billion type money, I would just be heavy into charity shit. I would like that would just where I would spend my time at.
Yeah, I feel that too. Because I think, like you said, when you have a lot of money, you just don't really know what to do with. It's just like, for me, I thought about it. It's like, cool, yeah. Like once I get all that stuff out the way, it's like, I think it's like, it's more evident when you start hearing about things like charity and all that stuff, and you're just like, why not? You know, like, what else are you gonna do with this money
or my time? Like,
or you probably are going to make it back anyway with all the other stuff you got going on if you invested in the right way. So it's like you might as well just give. Like I would probably give like $1 billion. Like
you can set yourself up where you like don't have to worry about money ever again.
I can give literally like 500 mil to a charity, and it's like. And obviously, you got to do it the right way though, because you can't splurge on them.
And it wouldn't even be me just like money with like I'll like genuinely like take my time out to like be there in person. I wouldn't just be like dishing bread out. Like
you wouldn't just send somebody else.
I would be there like handing out shit or like building homes or whatever the fuck. Like I would help out. Like that's where I would want to spend my time at. Or like setting up scholarship funds for people, or like hospitals, or making sure like the schools got AC and shit. Because like Philly, it was like 90 degrees on Tuesday and Wednesday, and like had like 60 schools closed because they don't have air conditioning. Yeah. Or like making sure they got books and shit. Like I was set up. I'll put my bread to like shit that will actually help.
Yeah.
Society, like shit that I think is important.
Yeah, of course.
Like
things that you think that are important, but like yet the city, at least for Philly. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
At least for like Philly, they'll like put on the back burner, and they're just like, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
But then it's like they never put a time date on it.
Exactly. Or like just making sure like parks are on point again, and like so, like I just want there's just a basic human life shit that will help better like society in general. Like I would just want to do more of that. Things that don't get paid attention to. Or like having homes for people that like the homeless shit, or like the people that are addicted on the streets. I like just cleaning up the area a little bit. I honestly feel like the majority of my efforts would go to PR though.
That's a good one.
Like I would go to PR and like hook shit up over there. Like if I had bread,
bro, make PR like the new Tokyo, bro. Just
not
like,
even that.
Somehow just make it like crazy futuristic.
I just want them to have consistent power, bro.
No, yeah, of course. That's
like that'd be my first. Like if I could spend money on that immediately, that'd probably be my first thing.
Yeah, because you think about it, it's like anytime there's like somewhat of a vicious storm, it's like
like there's
no matter what, bro. It's always gonna happen.
And I wouldn't want to change it. I wouldn't change it like that where to that extent, because like I don't want it to be that. Like I don't think that's necessarily the best thing. Where it's like a Tokyo, or like people are just like going over there and fucking shit up. Like I don't want. I would want it to I would want it to be for the people. You know what I mean?
True.
Another
take away the culture of it. Yeah.
Another part of it, I feel like I would want to even if I either set up some way to do it, or like do it myself, where like I buy a lot of the property and kind of either sell it back or rent it to like for like cheap, but like rent it to people from Puerto Rico. Like I don't want hella people. Yeah, like I don't want hella people like that are just millionaires that just want a vacation home, or like Airbnb the shit out of the island.
Buy the whole island, Vic, and then that way no one can come in there.
Yeah, like I would want to build it so like they can be self-sustainable. Yeah. Like I would want them to be independent and like set up the power system and make sure that like 90% of the homes that are there are owned by people who live there, and not people trying to make a come up or like avoid taxes and shit. Like that'd be like my focus. Build out the island and shit, and make sure that like the culture type shit maintains there. Like everybody speaking Spanish and shit. I don't want no guy from California up in there washing it out.
True.
But yeah.
All right, guys. Well, you guys know what Victor will spend his million on.
How about you, sir?
I mean, so much similar stuff too. Like you said, the charity and everything like that. I always said to myself, like, if I had the time and I had the money to be able to do type of stuff like that, like I would just try to like do a bunch of other jobs that I wouldn't normally do, and also like just learn new skills. So I mean, obviously that has to just come with like, I feel like you would have to pay to do some of that stuff. But then
it's also, like you have the time now. Like think about how much time of your day is based around the fact like, yo, I have to make money to like build my future out. So once that's eliminated, you're basically just free roaming. Yeah. So like that's perfect.
Side quest. But then like I remember you mentioned it too, what you were saying. Like I would love to just like build parks. Like, I don't know what it was. I've always said this to some people. I'm like, bro, I would love to just build parks because I feel like that's just not a thing anymore. And if there is, they just look super bad.
Yeah, because there's no
trashed.
Like without them, there's no community around shit. Like exactly. And other countries have that where like everything's walkable or like you have those hubs where people can go and do their thing at. Like
yeah, because all you see, like I said, is just trashed. And I just think like, bro, like kids need that. Like everybody is complaining about how kids are just always constantly inside and on like the iPad and on the phone and all that stuff like that. But it's like the parks are there for that reason, you know, like give them a place to meet up with their friends that are also in the neighborhood or meet new friends. And it's like sometimes like it's even better when you have like these certain playground like rides or whatever the case is that like are very interesting because instead of just having like the basic like just slide and a swing, it's like no, like we actually have a group of team that are like designated to like finding out like what are some cool things we can make
add to
like,
a team, set up teams or like leagues or events like because organized stuff can help
because it really goes a long way when you actually like build a thing like that to have kids come to that and just have fun and so
because think of like the best way I could think about it or like simulate it in a sense is like you think of like a college campus, like the campus itself, especially like you think about like Temple, they have a lot of areas where like people can convene and like do their own thing or like meet and do stuff like that. Like there's a community sense to it, and since you guys are all like using that same area, you run into a lot of people and you see hello and you know, so like building that community is a big deal, and then you also have to like create an environment where they're able to do that.
Exactly,
because like obviously the park is there, but if there's like people high as shit on the seesaw and people like gang banging or like selling like shit on the corners, like why you want your kid playing tag there?
Exactly. It doesn't happen.
You would much rather them just be like, all right, cool, hop on the game and just stay indoors where you're safe. So
and it's just it's just such a wrong thing to have to happen. And that's why it's like I would love to just build parks and stuff like that. And like I'm just thinking like because I even been to like Drexel's campus where it's like they have like a volleyball court too outside, and it's just like, bro, that'd be just so cool. Like each like depending on obviously the size of the area you got, but you can really make it into a thing where you got like courts over here, playgrounds over here, maybe like an indoor kind of gym thing over here for certain stuff. Like you can literally like make stuff happen. And it's like fortunately
like public pools and shit like that's not a thing anymore. Like
I mean, and there are some, but it's like
they don't maintain it well. So it's like why do you even want to be in that?
You don't even want to be there.
So and it's like you think about like something like a Drexel or a Temple is literally just a private institution that like that's all funded by themselves. Why can't the government do something like even close to that extent? Every time you see that shit happens, it's like somebody else doing it for a different. Like the Sixers just built out another court in Philly somewhere. It's like they designed it and it's like the Sixers logo and all this other shit. It's like cool. Like that's like marketing though. Like y'all doing that because y'all want your brand out there. Like you're gonna forget about the shit. So
it's like they'll build it, it'll look nice for like maybe the first year or so. And after that, it's like
campaign's over. So like fuck it. If y'all want to fuck it up or somebody spray paints it or whatever,
they don't
like
care, and they'll probably go and fix it up once, but then once they realize they like are gonna have to like probably pay more money to make sure that it's secure, upkept. They're just gonna be like, I don't think we want to do this anymore. So
it served this purpose. Like
so it's like that's not me, bro. I'll make sure, bro, this joint's kept well. There's security around that joint. Like nobody messing this joint up, bro. Yeah. And I'll do it anonymously too. No one knows it's me. So that's what I'll be like the Great Gatsby. I'll be like the Great Gatsby. Just like no one will know who did this or anything. I'm just mysterious man watching from afar in my building, just like yes.
Like, who's that weirdo? It's like whole time he's he's the mastermind. Yeah, bro. That would really be where my time will go. To be honest, like just vibe and take care of people, because like that at that point when you really when you don't have to work anymore and you kind of like lose that purpose, like it's like I don't have to do this anymore. I can just do whatever I love every single day, and especially if it happens to you young, it's like I'm bored now. So it's like that's the only way to get you purpose back.
I was thinking, I'm like, bro, I'll probably build an amusement park.
That'd be cool.
I feel like that'd be pretty tough, and then I can also like theme it the way I want to. So
True.
It's like an anime amusement park. That'd be pretty sick.
And you gotta pay people for the licenses, though.
That's true. That's true. But I got money.
I got money. And they'll make money back.
You know, I'm thinking if it's like if it's me now, but it's like bro, if I'm thinking in this other reality where I have all the money, it's like I can do it.
Got a bleach ride.
Okay. I think they'll be okay. Or maybe I'll just extend to other places. You know, like if I go to Disney and I'm like, yo, I think we should make this. Like, take my money. Let's do it.
True. Speaking of Disney, you seen what they did in company lawsuits and shit?
I figured they're always doing something.
This shit was like low key scary as fuck though. Like, did you see it? So basically, a husband and wife went to one of their parks and like ordered food.
I think
and one of them was allergic and one of them died.
Yeah, I heard about this. Yeah.
So like basically for y'all that don't know, this couple went to an amusement park, Disney amusement park. I forget it was the husband or wife. Every time I hear this story, somebody says it's the husband that passed, somebody says that the wife has passed.
I think they said it was the wife.
So yeah, so they went to the park, they went to go eat. Yeah. And they were like, hey, my wife has, he's like, we checked online, want to make sure everything's good, but we're gonna ask you in person as well. My wife has a really serious allergy to, I'm just gonna say peanuts, because I don't know what her exact thing was. Does this food have peanuts in it? And they're like, nah, you're good. And then they sat down and ate, and then it did have peanuts in it, and she passed. And she was like, what the fuck? Like, he was like, what the fuck? Like, I asked you guys, I checked online, and you guys told me everything was cool. Now she just had this like medical emergency, and now she's gone. What are you guys gonna like? Can you guys do something about this? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then ultimately, during this whole situation, it's come out that since they had a Disney Plus subscription, they were not liable to sue Disney. And because they had tickets to the park, and like those tickets have waivers up the ass written on them. And now they're digital, so you really don't see them. But before it used to be like you get a physical ticket and you used to have font that was size 2 with millions of words on it saying like, yo, you can't sue. Like with Six Flags and shit, it's like if you die on this roller coaster, like you can't sue us. So same thing with like Disney. It was like, yo, you have a Disney Plus account, so you can't sue us. You bought this ticket, so like anything that happens at risk, you kind of waived your right to sue because of it. And Disney got off scot-free because of it. And that's why you read terms and conditions, guys. Will I do it? No. But
will I complain if something happens?
Yes. Crazy to think about though that they'll even include that in there, and like how it's such a loophole to like keep people alive, which also hammers down the point we talked about at the beginning, where when you have this kind of money, like you at this $1 billion, $1 trillion level, and you have this kind of influence that Disney does, that you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want. They basically own Orlando.
Yeah.
Like they just do, like they build, they expand, they do whatever. Like, it's scary as shit out here, is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
How do we allow this to get to a point where people can just do that? Like, this is like horror, thriller, movie type shit. This is like Mega Lord.
When you really think about it, yeah.
Money, crazy ass stuff when you can afford to basically like just pick your own laws and like pick and choose what you want to have happen. It's madness. It scares me.
Yeah.
But we're going to get up out of here before Disney or HP tries to find us. My camera's out. So, Mark, could you do the outro for us?
Yes. Hope you guys enjoyed. You can find me on Instagram, etc. My bad. No, I changed to Marky Mark, actually. I was able to find that because I'm like, before I could never get it. I was just like, who has his name? I still didn't get the actual. I had to put an extra Y, unfortunately. But, that's Instagram. Find me, Marky Mark. Victor... Where can he find you at? I know the camera.
It's all right. They'll hear me. Okay, find me at ETC Victor, etc. ourselves at Real, etc. Also, look at them while I say this so they have somebody to look at because I'm over here. Can't speak on it yet, but we got big things on the way. Big announcement. A big milestone for the channel is in the works. You might see it in this next week or the following, but just know that we working and we growing, and we appreciate you guys' support because this would not be possible without you.
You're saying more and more words and I'm trying to keep up.
You got it though. You're doing a good job. You didn't mouth that one. You got to mouth all of it. Yeah. Okay. But that's all. We love you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.